And yes, I think I just made up my own word. I meant to say another word. But so randomly, maybe I'm talking about menopause too much and hot flashes. So you know how it is. These devices listen, so they put up what you're talking about. Anyway, something came across, and I wish I could. I couldn't share it. I couldn't copy it. It was on Instagram. It was a short clip of Holly Berry. No wonder she's been at the beach and, in bikinis the last few years. She's been going through perimenopause, menopause, and all that good stuff. So she was talking, and I didn't know this. So I hope I get this right. Um, of course, there's brain fog, there's, um, just all these things that happen with perimenopause, which nobody ever, I never heard that term until I joined one of the groups on Facebook. I have like three peri, premenopausal and menopause and beyond, and some other group. That's not the actual names, but I just clicked on whatever one let me join without all these questions. So she said, Holly Berry said, that hot flashes, you know, she was trying to teach people how to avoid having them because hot flashes cause, it's almost like having a mini stroke, I think she said, aneurysm, some. Anyways, the point being is that they leave these little nodules, whatever. They leave something in your brain that over time adds up to like um, Alzheimer's and all this other stuff, heart attacks and strokes. And so it's crazy that doctors and the medical field doesn't help you. And I just wonder, is it because it's a women thing? Like if men went through it, would this be a thing? Like the baldness, men baldness. There's all sorts of treatment for that crap that they can waste their money and try and X out, okay, this didn't work, this didn't work. But for what it's called heart, I just found, well, it's HRT, so I call it heart because it's like, okay, that looks short for heart. HRT, and then just the other day I found out about BHRT. And somebody asked, well, what's the difference? I'm like, woof, thank God, because I didn't want to be the one to be like, and somebody be like, girl, you don't know? They don't do that in those groups. They don't judge because they know different people join different times and they're in different times of their journey. There's some ladies that are like 60s that help the ones that just started dealing with it. They're very patient in those groups, so I'm so grateful. I've been a part of one for about 4 years now, and I joined some more because I figured, well, it doesn't hurt to join more than one. And thank God, because the one that has premenopausal, there's, they're a little less judgmental than the menopause one and beyond or whatever it's called. Um, but it's a lot of good information. Now, it can be overwhelming because it's like, uh, you know, hey, hey, I wish, I I wish I wouldn't be talking about menopause if I was or whatever. No, no. But I guess thank you for the compliment because they be doing their makeup, their skin looks nice and all that. I guess. I don't know if that was supposed to be a diss, Matt Joe, but he asked me, I'm guessing it's a he, are you transgender? You look great. Ah, okay. He said he's playing. Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, yeah, so hearing the Holly Berry thing, little post, I couldn't share it. I couldn't do the copy link thing. I was gonna post it on, and I tried to find it on YouTube. I did find some other clip that she did, I think with Good Morning America, and she was talking with a whole bunch of ladies, and the funny lady with the blue hair, I forget her name. She's famous now. She's got all these followers everywhere, TikTok, Instagram. She's really funny. She talks about a lot about Gen Zs and what it is to go to menopause and how she just doesn't care what people think. And I think menopause or perimenopause, premenopause, I think it forces you because you don't have, you're irritated because you don't get sleep, you're always hot, you wake up sweaty sometimes, you have to, like sometimes I literally had to change my whole bed and myself and kind of take a white bath. Now, if my kids aren't here, I will jump in the shower at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Um, it's usually around 3 that I'm like, I just, and I, like I said on my other video, I have 2 fans and an air purifier in my room. I have one coming from this direction. Let me see. I'm trying not to get the mess. Let me see. Can I turn it around? I'm packing and trying. So there's my little fan rotating. Uh, and then, let me see the other one. So, okay, that's not garbage. Before I turn on the thing around, that's not garbage. That's donations for Goodwill that I'm gonna give. But either way, yeah, this one I have it straight on, and somehow I still wake up sweaty. Well, not lately. The last, I just wake up super hot, and it feels like your blood is boiling inside. It's not even like a hot, like ooh I'm hot. No, or like ooh I'm hot. I wish, but it's like a burning sensation. Like when you have a fever, that's how hot flashes feel sometimes, at least for me. Everybody's different. Like I have a friend that says she just feels a little nauseous off and on. Like that's her thing. I don't feel any nauseous. Now I do see in the groups that women are complaining, how do I get my juices back? I can't, sex hurts. I'm like, I feel bad because in my head I'm thinking, well, damn, I wish mine would dry up a little bit. I'm over here stuffing it with toilet paper, stuff. I don't know. Like I feel like she done got her second win, and she went back. Like I wasn't even this horny in high school. I definitely was. I was really shy, and then like something happened in my 20s where I just wow. But I'm so mad that none of the older generation tell you like what worked for them and how to prepare for it. So that's why I'm going to talk about it until I'm out of it, and then I'll talk about um in my next stage what it is that I'm going through then. Because between the thyroid issue and kids driving you crazy and prices going up, and so what I was saying about it is that Holly Berry was kind of, she's kind of like putting it out there, like, look, we need to talk about it. We need to normalize. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope she just didn't start saying this, because I've been saying it for 10 years now. I've been going through it, like just like periods. People are like, "Oh, you can't talk about it." It's like, but it happens, and every girl goes through that time where you're scared that you're gonna have an accident at school, and you have to tie something around your waist, and how do you dispose of it? Like, there should be classes on this shit. Like, I'm so irritated with that. But let me tell you one good thing that has happened. It says is one person. Oh, one person liked it. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching right now. I'm gonna cry. Let me know if you're. Are you still here, Matt Joe? I didn't run you off, did I? Says nobody's watching. One person liked it though. I'll go back and like it. That'll be two. But yeah, like right now, my legs feel like 20 degrees hotter. I'm like, my chest is normal. My back is about 10 degrees hotter, but my legs are on fire. And, you know, can open your legs and let the air, and it's still not, I don't know. And then when I was, I did get air conditioning, but I put it in the living room, and the window that it's at, it doesn't flow all the way through the house. So I'm definitely gonna have to put it in a different space. I wish that I'm gonna find out how to make a sliding door thing, because it's one of those that you just put the vent on the the window. It's not one of the box ones. So I seen people do it with the long windows. I have one of those in my room. So I'm like, well, maybe I just need to tape some damn cardboard and call it a day, and have my air conditioning in my room, and let the air flow, open my door and let the air flow. My kids don't seem to be too affected by the heat. My oldest actually gets cold because the air conditioning hits his room harder than anywhere else. So, and my little one, his room is like the coolest in the summer and the warmest in the winter, because he's in the back, and like, I don't know. But my room gets the sun blazing on it all day, and it also gets whatever is out there, or the moisture. So in the wintertime, it's kind of like the coldest room. Well, not coldest, but moist. Anyways, so, oh, and another fact that I found out is that I, I don't know why, like, I almost feel like, does it have to do with the shots that we get when we're kids? Because it cannot be all blood related. It just seems like, as people of color, you gotta worry about whether you have to, like I found out with my oldest that he had the sickle cell trait. Thank God, looking at everything that T-Box goes through from TLC, she has sickle cells. And it's like, thank God he doesn't have the disease or the bone thing, or I think it's the blood thing. But he does have the traits, so he will have to kind of interview his future wife and find out. And when I found out that he had it, they were claiming that, it was from his dad's side, because it's more of a black thing. But listening to T-Box, she's making it seem like it's something else. She did an interview about it. She said something about an accident, or I'm like, huh? So did the hospital cover it up? Because they told me he sprained his ankle, and they did a bone marrow something. Now they were coming at me so with so much stuff. Who knows? Maybe they wanted to take half of his bone and had an accident, and it caused them to have something else. I don't know, but you know, I it's just crazy. But yeah, you got to worry about sickle cell because you black, you have black in you somehow, or uh, then you got to worry you're higher risk for this, higher risk for that. Now they were saying in Good Morning America that white women, will go through the perimenopause state, which is the introduction to it. And I had night sweats. I have flashes like randomly, not all the time. I would have to ask my kids sometimes, like, is it hot in here or is it just me? So it was like maybe I'll say every month, one time, or every other month, something like that. But the night sweats, oh my God. And I was 34. Did you know that you could get it in your 30s? No, I didn't know that. I'll answer it for myself. I didn't know that. I was not expecting to be this cranky and this moody until my 60s. I was looking forward to that because I'm like, oh, then I can just say whatever the heck I want and not have any bad feelings and just, be like Sophia or something from the Golden Girls. And I thought, I picture myself with my husband or in a home. That's fine. I thought either or. Like a Blanche and Rose together, like a blend of those personalities together, like trying to be sexy still and flirt, but like goofy and funny. No, menopause done turned me into Dorothy and Sophia together, plus the aunt. Man, oh my God, I forgot the aunt name that came from Sicily to visit one episode, but or two. It's just crazy. And yeah, I just like I know that there's books. I look on Audible and all that stuff. I look through. I search Amazon. Just looking for books, remedies. Inflammation. Oh my God! All of a sudden, the the almond milk that I was drinking for 10 years, no bueno, hurts my bones, hurt, inflammation, hurt everywhere. All of a sudden, my favorite vodka, which is it's like a pineapple vodka, and let me see if I can show you guys. I got the bottles, the last three bottles that I was able to force down because I'm like, you know what? I gotta know for sure. So I was like, let me see if this, maybe this time. Oh, it's all the way back here. I will. Let me see. It's so good. So this was my drink. Oh, I can't have it no more. Let me see. I think I have. Yep. I had two of the strawberry lemonade, and then, but this is over like a year or so, so don't think I'm an alcoholic. Cherry lemonade. Now, cherry lemonade, if you have like a thick mango juice, That's good with the cherry lemonade one. The strawberry lemonade goes with anything. You can put that baby some margarita mix, some ice. You can put that, I mean, anything. Anything would be good. But what did I drink it with? I mean, to tell you the truth, a lot of the times I just got a glass of wine and drank it straight like that. And not a shot, you know. I told myself the last time that I did it, I was like, well, I know I'm going to be hurting for a week, but you might as well enjoy it. I had a whole glass, you know, and you saw how much I fill up my wine glasses. So yeah, just fill it up, but don't fill it up too much because if you walk and you know, not tipsy, but you know, I wobble sometimes now. Now my body, I used to be a pear, now I don't know what I am. I'm like a potato busting out from the sides, the bottom and the sides, like a potato with a booty and tetas. That's it. I became a potato. I'm not even an apple. I'm like a potato because I'm, my body is still trying to do that little curve thing, but it's just, I'm telling you, menopause make you want to eat. I was wondering why I kept craving stuff so bad, you know, before I found out what this was, um, you know, before I moved where I am now. But I was like, why am I craving stuff? And I was craving stuff from my childhood that I know I didn't know how to cook, or I don't have, um, like, there's not in Washington, well, I'll say, because I know the East, uh, what's it called? East Washington might have it, like Yakima and Pasco and all them places might have more Spanish stuff, but like my type of stuff, but in I'll say Seattle area, not so much. I did find a place called SARS. There's, I think, 2 stores that are drivable, um, and I used to live by one. And they had a good selection of the vegetables and stuff, but still not everything to cook the stuff that I was craving. All the stuff I was craving, everything I ever ate as a child. And the DR in New York, oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, get educated. Like, find out about the minerals. You know, sea moss. People used to tell me. I remember AJ's father trying to tell me stuff, trying to tell me, do this, do that. I remember my first boyfriend in Seattle trying to tell me about ginger and this and that. And I was like, ooh, that's nasty. I don't like the taste. Oh. I just thought that they were weird. Especially AJ's dad. I was like, are you a hippie or something? Now I wish I would have memorized and I would have started those things that he was suggesting, because, you know, I would be a lot better off now with my hormones. And maybe they would be a little more balanced if I would have listened to those two and their recommendation. But, you know, for the ones that are, you know, start in your 20s, man. If you can't research, I'm going to post some of the stuff that I post. I have a do it yourself on Facebook group, um, because, you know, but you know what's funny? Like, just like I said, I was rejecting things that were good for me, but just because I never heard about it before, thought it was different, weird. But it's weird to me now that I'm a little bit more, I don't want to say woke because that's misused and that's overused. But now that I'm more aware that there is more out there to help you heal your body and all that stuff and repair your body. I actually, no joke, I helped my son get rid of his asthma when he he had he was told I was told that he had asthma uh, when he was 1 or 2, and I don't remember what I did between the time I lived in Florida and when I came back to Washington, Seattle. I did so many home remedies. I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that. I don't know if it was the swimming, I don't know if it was the extra activity or just the difference in the air, but I got him tested. They did a breathing test and they checked his lungs and all that stuff. They still prescribed him medication for like a year or 2 more, but I think I gave it to him the first year. But after that, I was like, if they're saying that you don't have asthma, why do I have to keep giving you the pump? And, why do you still have to keep doing the spray? Maybe, then I did some research that it could actually damage your lungs by overdoing that or doing it when it's not needed. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing it. Like, we'll keep it. We'll fill the prescription every month in case you need it. Um, we had an EpiPen on hand too, and just in case. But then all of a sudden, it was like a year or 2 later, I realized, wow, you have not used the pump in this long. And I was like, I wonder if it's gone. Did you outgrow it? Of course, the doctors don't want to give you credit. So they're like, yeah, kids can outgrow it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I got uh, an alert basically of my labs saying that I was pre-diabetic and I had a stigma in my eye. They did an exam. I had a stigma in my right eye. I was like, that was a lie. I'm not doing it. I can't even take, I have a problem taking my normal medication for my HIV/AIDS. I don't see myself giving myself shots every day. Like, that's it. You might as well call the homes or the hospice because I'm coming because I'm not doing it. I can't. I know I'm not that disciplined. So because of that, I was like, okay, Google how to get rid of the pre-diabetic, how to get rid of stigma in the eye. I tried so many things, something, and unfortunately, I didn't write it down. I didn't record my progress or nothing like that. But all I know is I went back about 6 months to a year to get my blood work done again. My blood was just fine. No pre-diabetic diagnosis, nothing. I reversed it before it got too full-on diabetic, being diabetic. And the eye stigma, the next year checkup, they're like, where's your glasses? Well, I never filled the prescription. Because one, I was like, I don't want to pay for this shit. Like, I'm going to pay $100 for glasses. I'm going to get rid of this. So I'm just going to force my eyes to work harder. And I'm going to restore my vision. They're like, you, you, you have a stigma. You can't. I was like, well, God says you can do anything you put your mind to. I swear sometimes some of my doctors hate me because they're like, We go to school for this. You know, some of them get real offended, real uptight. We got to school for this. We know what we're talking about. Well, obviously, you don't pay attention to, because I'm sure I'm not the first person that told them, hey, I was able to fix this or reverse that or da da da. They will never, like, I have not had one doctor suggest anything non medical, natural type of stuff to me. Maybe one suggested Bastyr Clinic, which they do acupuncture. You can speak to a naturopath and doctor and this and that. Now, unfortunately, insurance only covers what they can get paid to do. Uh, I believe it's a whole, it has to be a circle. It has to be a whole roundabout circle. Because the insurance pay, the doctors get paid to recommend certain pills. The insurance pay for stuff, but where does that money come from? Taxes and the federal money. But where does the federal money get their money? From claiming you all your freaking life. So everything really should be free. Everything should be free because the government owns you. So, anyways, that's just a little side rant. But yeah, so I was able to reverse that. Now they're telling me I got too much calcium in my blood. So I'm like, oh my lord. I mean, I did just eat a box of Hershey's the other day. I had a box of, and I thought I could be disciplined. I put that box in the freezer. I'm like, it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna want to eat it as fast because I'm gonna have to let it melt and chill. Girl, please. I chewed it on my good side. I chew ice anyway, so that didn't stop me. I was munching, and then my little one, I made the mistake of telling my little one, oh, yeah, go get you a chocolate from the freezer. He said, what? What? We got chocolate in the freezer? Then every day he's like, Mom, I know you said only on the weekends, but do you think I can get one? Then the next day or the 2 days later, it was like, man, those are so good, Mom. And he knows how to get my heart going. He gives me a little smile, a little hug, a little kiss on the forehead. He knows he can get away with anything. So Mom, I love you. Um, by the way, can I get 2 chocolates? I know I said one yesterday, but they're so good. Oh. I'm like, fine. I feel guilty because he don't know. I just ate 5 before he got home from school or home from whatever he was doing. Or I snuck 3 that night or whatever after he goes to sleep. So, yeah, I found out, I'm like, dang, you always hear when you're younger, oh, drink your milk, you need your calcium. Now I have too much calcium in my blood, so I'm glad that they did do that test because from the research that I've done, the Googling, I should say, it sounds like it could be more serious than what I thought at first it was. So I am gonna go on a detox type of situation. I never fully learned how to detox or fast or, you know, like the church always, oh, we're gonna go on a 3-day fast, but they don't freaking teach you how to fast. It's like, come on now. Somebody had to teach them. And yes, you can look this up, but like, I feel like with me, I learn more by seeing and doing, especially if I'm doing it with somebody. So if they tell me, okay, this is what I do. For breakfast, I only have a grapefruit and this and that. And for lunch, I only have a smoothie. and then for dinner I may eat. Okay, okay, I can do that type of fast. But you telling me, I'm thinking that they're just drinking water like Muslims. Actually, Muslims during their month fast, they can't even drink water during the daylight. I think they eat at sundown. I thought, I thought before my friend broke it down for me, I actually thought that they fasted and didn't drink or eat anything for the whole month. I was like, how do they stay alive? Because you need water at least once a month. At least. Like you would pass out. And little did I know, they have a freaking feast all night long. They can eat from sundown to sunrise. And then they go to work full. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I I was in Central one time, trying pretending that I was really going to school. I like being in school, community college. So I just attended all of them over here. Bellevue, Shoreline 3 times, Bellevue twice, and Central like 2 times. I really wanted to do what I was trying to do, accomplish what I was trying to accomplish. But I really loved the environment, the learning, the ambition, making friends, talking in class. But one of my friends from Central at that time, he was Muslim, and it just so happened to be that month that they were fasting. And I didn't know. This was before my friend broke it down for real, like my girlfriend, the friend that broke it down for me. But this guy friend, he was like, oh, I said, oh, you want a piece of gum? Because he was like, what's that smell? I was like, oh, I still eat Big Red. Like, I love Big Red. I don't care if they're out of style, if they're stale. I don't care. I will put 3 of them in my mouth and make it work. Like, make it work. Smush it till it feels like real Big Red gum. I love it. So he was like, oh, do you mind if you kind of back up? I was like, well, the teacher will get mad at me if I get up and move tables. Like, what you want? You want a piece of gum? Is that what you want? He's like, no, I can't. So after class, I'm like, what did you mean you can't? Like, what, your mom doesn't let you eat gum? He was like, no, no, I'm in the middle of Ramadan. I'm fasting. And I was like, wow, you can't even chew gum? He's like, no, anything that creates saliva. I said, well, like, okay, like right now I'm talking. I can feel the saliva, like, it's part. I'm blaming everything on menopause, I swear, because I had more control of my juices before. But, yeah, they can't drink. Like, he couldn't drink water from the fountain. I said, well, what happens if you do? Like, nobody's gonna know. Like, if you're, I mean, and then I started thinking about construction workers or people that are out there in the sun. Because Ramadan, I guess it kind of rotates, it switches months sometimes. But when it's in the summer, I'm like, what do those people do? The people that are outside, they can't they can't even pour water on themselves. Like, he's like, well, I guess that would be different, but if they drink, then they're not, and God sees it. And I'm like, yeah, but how do you make it? But he didn't break it down. He didn't tell me that they eat at night. It wasn't until my friend, my female friend, she was like, oh, no, girl, no, we don't starve. Because I was like, well, how do you train the kids to do that? Like, that would be child abuse in America. She's like, no, no, no. First of all, the kids, We do it slowly. First, we start with one thing. Okay, if she likes chocolate, we fasting chocolate for that whole month. She likes candy, we fast candy. So one thing at a time or two thing at a time, and then they go on from there. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Thank God, because I would feel bad being a kid and like, dang, a whole month I can't eat. Like, not even at school. Like, what do they do at school? They just look at each other what other kids eat. I didn't ask her that. I think that they do still eat at school, the kids. And then they just kind of try to make them fast more at home until it's time to eat and feast, basically. And then they have this big old celebration where the whole community in the area gets together. And I was like, dang. Okay, for that part, I would like to be African, like, or Ethiopian or whatever. Because Ethiopian food, I don't know about the different areas, but from what I've tasted, Ethiopian food, I'm like, I was craving it with my first belly, I think. Yeah, with my first belly, because right before I got pregnant with my first belly, I had that bread. It's like the spongy bread. I forget the name of it. And then I don't know what the sauce is. You just grab the spongy bread and you just eat it. Oh my God! It's like the green one with the lentils. I think it is in it. And most of their stuff is pretty healthy. Like people think, oh, Asians are healthy because they eat a lot of soups and stuff. But I'm like, most of the stuff that I've tried from Ethiopian restaurants are kind of vegetarians stuff. I mean, of course they have meat, curry, this and that, blah blah. But like, I love their vegetarian dish. Like, it's so tasty. So I need to find one that's not like. I felt like when I was in Tequila, I used to go to this one that was kind of like by Walgreens. I forget the name. And mind you, the cashier person was really nice, but because they look at women kind of like low, at least the guys in there, I don't know. The guys in there seemed to be very traditional. They looked at the women kind of like lower than them. So, and I used to go there after my swimming. I was swimming after an hour. I was in my tights or whatever. The first few times, the after that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to just wear like a robe thing over my tights or over my sweatsuit. So I'm not, because I didn't want to disrespect them and their culture. They kind of have the women cover up and everything. So I was trying to be respectful. But it's so uncomfortable. I'm like, dang, I love their tea. It's like this milky tea. So I used to get like 2 cups, put in my water bottle, dump it in. So he's just like, why don't you just, instead of wasting our cups, why don't you just get 3 and fill it up all the way? Because my water bottle was huge. And then, I'll just charge you for 2 since you like it so much. You come here a lot. And but now if I go there, they probably don't remember me anymore, and they're gonna start giving me the weird looks. The men sitting there eating at the table, they're gonna be like, they just stare at you, and it's like, what? I'm just coming to get food. I'm not coming to tempt you. I can't understand what the hell you're saying. So if you're gossiping, finish your gossip. Like, oh, it's so annoying. You just like, my people do that shit too. You go to a Spanish store and they'll talk about you up and freaking down. And then be like, oh, mommy, oh, papi, that's all, baby. What you did? And they act like they just like you so much. Look at that bum ass. They don't say N word, but they will. It's like, oh my God. But I don't think my people make it feel uncomfortable. I think when they're talking to you, they make you feel like you're the boss, man, you're the baddest bee. And then they talk about you when you leave. But yeah, I don't know how I got to this topic. Anyways, I guess I'll get off since I don't see anybody on here. And I just wanted to just tell you guys what Holly Berry was saying about menopause. And I'm so glad, perimenopause, premenopause, everything. I'm so glad that more people are talking about it. Because it's not just like people think, oh, you just get a little hot. No, it's a whole, like, look up menopause and symptoms. And it'll give you about 100 things that could happen. And out of those 100 things, at this point, I'm probably experiencing about 20 to 30 of them. Before this stage, it's this year that got worse, or actually 2 years, I feel like it's been, where I just snap on people and just. But you know, the good thing about that is that it actually made me see um, how used I was being, or how how I was being used, or like how fake people really are. I was holding people at a higher standard that they should have been in. I was giving them more than what I was getting. I was, you know, kind of bringing myself down as far as like expression. I couldn't express myself. I couldn't say what it is, what bothered me, because I was protecting their feelings. And it kind of made me, because you're so irritated, you're not sleeping, right? You're just discomfort. You're going through all these symptoms and you don't know what to fix first. You gotta hurry up and drink this tea for that. You gotta hurry up and get this vitamin for that, and this and that, and then, and it's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And the fact that the medical field feels like, oh well, like my doctor last time I went to see, the one that looked like she smokes weed. She's like, well, you seem to be in menopause now, but uh, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing we can do about it. And it's like, that's not true. There's like thousands, and I'm sure now that I know that they knew that I could have got iron infusions for 10 years. They kept trying to push this damn pill that makes you sicker than a dog, sicker than the HIV medicine. It constipates you, so then you gotta have another pill to fix the constipation. Then you gotta have another pill to fix it. Like messes up your stomach so bad. You have cramps like you're having contractions and having a kid. And instead of saying, hey, by the way, have we tried to give you iron infusions? Maybe you qualify. Maybe your insurance paid for it. No, they chose to just keep me on the cheap budget that they have for you. And if you don't find out, and thank God for the student that probably got in trouble for telling me about the iron infusion, and come to find out, yep, the insurance cover it if my numbers are low enough, and it has to be a certain number. Now, the last time I checked my iron, it was like 2 points above the damn number. But I was like, oh, can I please just. I mean, I sound like a drug addict. It's horrible because what it does is I didn't have any side effects. You sit back in a chair, they give you your little orange juice, or they used to give you food and everything, like little sandwiches. It was very relaxing. They have a little TV there. You sit back, you lay back, and little 30-minute bag. Some people get an hour bag, whatever. I don't know how people qualify for what. But I knew that the bag that I was getting was enough because the first time I got it, from February to like November, I think that was the time frame. I felt, I mean, yeah, I had my tired days and this and that because I was still going through the Peri Menopause, I think, at that time, but it wasn't this like, oh my God. I was like, I actually can cook all week. I can go to the meetings, go to the PTA meetings, go to meet the teachers, and not be so like crashed out the next day because my energy is gone. I had anemia since I was like 18. The same thing with the acupuncture. Yes, you do have to pay with Backsteer depending on your insurance. You have some insurance. If you have A and B, it's free with Backsteer to get acupuncture. If you let the student see you, you know, there's the doctor right there. He actually checks you and tells the students where to put the little needles and all that stuff. Now, I know I said needles, and people are like, oh, needles. Oh, no, I can't even take one. I was that one too. I couldn't get, my veins would collapse and hide. But the acupuncture, it's just like, if you don't feel when a bee stings you, you feel it afterwards. That's just how an acupuncture needle feels. You don't feel it, you feel a little tingling sometimes. Some people do feel like a little poke, but the needles are so small that and the benefits are so worth it. I haven't had as much knee pain as I used to. I went 3 times within 2 years. I think that because you do have to stretch it out. There's a lot of people on the waiting list and all that stuff. Oh, my battery's low. That means my phone is telling me I'm talking too much. Let me see if I can plug it in real quick just to finish my story. But yeah, so but I didn't even find out that, like, no, none of my caseworkers helped me find out that, how much it was. And when I had A and B, I could have been getting this for free. They not only help with inflammation, and then the naturopath, of course, they can help you with the vitamins and the minerals that your body needs to heal itself and help you, recover some of the stuff. Like, I could have been getting help for the thyroid situation naturally instead of being on this pill, but it got to the point because they didn't test me, they didn't believe I was going through something for 4 years. It got to the point that it was so high that I had to get on the medication because um, I could have had a heart attack or a stroke. Um, but I'm like, okay, I was telling you guys for 4 years something was wrong, something was going on. Unfortunately for me, the symptoms were confusing to explain because, so I see how the doctors were confused because they thought it was just side effects from my HIV meds. But I'm like, well, if I wasn't getting I'm on the same meds and I wasn't getting these side effects 2, 3 years ago. It just started happening 34, 35. So, like, when they did find out about the thyroid, I was pissed. I'm like, you guys play with me with the iron stuff. You guys play with me with the knee stuff. You claim there's nothing you can do. Meanwhile, when I talk to other people with other insurance, they're getting surgeries for having less problems with knee problems. Like, my knees used to come out of the socket. Like, I was just walking and boom, one of my knees would slip out of my socket, out of the socket. I would have to. I learned to not panic. The first time that it happened, I thought I broke it. I didn't know what it was. And I had to pop it back into place. And I was like, this is crazy that you guys are, you might as just tell me the truth. Your insurance is too, like, we don't do much for your insurance. This is what you qualify for. Just tell me the truth. Look, if you have better insurance, we could do surgeries on your knee. We could put plaques. We could give you a knee brace for free. We could, because that's what I was hearing from people that was having less problems with their knees, and they were frustrated, like, why don't you demand that you have surgery? Why don't I said, okay, try being my color, because of course these were white people. Try being my color with my insurance and see what happens. You'll find out. It's not that I don't speak up for myself, it's that doctors will hide information or will not tell you even if somebody else tries something. And I understand why. It's liability. Like if let's say my doctor told me, well, for me, I do X, Y, and Z. It helps me with my menopause. And I do it, and I'm allergic to it, or something happened, then it's like, boom, it's a lawsuit. So I kind of understand, but, you know, I mean, if it helps, you could just say, hey, this is what I've tried, you know, talk to your doctor first, see, and of course, know your allergies, know what you're allergic to. But they don't. Like, even with the doctor, I have like a rotation of 3, 4 doctors that I could see depending on the day I go in. So, one of the doctors, it even made me madder because I like her the most, the one that I like the most. She's like, oh, yeah, I should have known it was thyroid. I was thinking it was thyroid problems because I have thyroid. But I just didn't know. And I was like, well, what do you do for it? Because you don't take medicine, you don't. So what do you do for it? How do you help yourself? She's like, I just walk. I walk and eat very healthy. And I'm like, okay, so you telling me to go to Whole Foods and try to force myself to walk when my knee can come out of placement and my energy is on the ground? So that obviously won't work for me. But I am gonna, and I've been saying this for years, since I've been in Kirkland, it just doesn't motivate me because there's no pool that's close enough to me like it was in Tequila. It was right down the street. There was no judgment with my big legs. They would just be like, okay, she's here to swim. We already know her. She gonna look like she don't know how to swim when she jumps in the pool, but she gets back and forth somehow. And she gonna do her thing for an hour or so and be done. But here, I'm like, I just get so embarrassed. And so it sounds like an excuse, but that's why, like, I know I even got a membership for the Y. I had it for like a year or two. Never went in once. I apply online because they were like, oh, if you're having health problems, you can apply online. That way your kids and you can come anytime. I applied, and you know. To get the scholarship and to get the reduced stuff, you have to submit so much paperwork and this and that. I did all that work for me not to even go once because between anxiety, like, oh my God, and I would set up rides. I get Access Bus. It picks you up, drop you off, and I would set up the ride, and I would have like an anxiety panic attack before, like, oh my God. And then I would have to be on the bus for 2 hours, and then coming back, and then I'm gonna be so tired, and then I can't do nothing all week. Oh, da da da. And I never went. I was so mad at myself when the membership thing, when I got the email saying your membership has expired and since you didn't come in, you'll have to reapply. I was like, oh no. So, but seeing my son, my oldest, had a high blood pressure results while he was living with in his grandma's house. So I'm like, okay, no, we both got to get serious about this. Like I'm getting all these drops and all these powder and seed and teas and all that stuff, but I'm scared of people to see me in my swimsuit. I get anxiety over it with my big old legs. And now that I'm a potato with booty and tetas, I'm even more conscious. I'm just like, Lordy, help us. But anyways, I feel like I've been talking to myself. Nobody's saying nothing. So, oh, it's an hour. Oh, Lord. I was just coming here, and you guys know, I say this every time. I'm like, I was just coming here to tell you about the Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Yeah, I'm so glad to see a famous actress talking about it because maybe more people would get educated and do the research and get prepared for it because there's no stopping it. Whether you have kids or not, you're going to go through it. And that's the hard part. It's like it would be one thing if maybe, although the statistic about the white and color is that the women, white women, will have, usually, it's not fact like every white person only has it up to 7 years, the peri or the premenopause. Black and color, for some reason, it's up to 10, 12 years. So I was like, okay, I'm in that then. Because I didn't know, like, I thought because my hot flashes have gotten worse, I was like, oh my God, I think I'm in full on menopause. And the group that I'm in had to educate me, like, nah, girl, uh, if you're still getting period, even if it's irregular, even if it's just one day, you still in peri. I'm like, it's been 10 years. Oh, 11. Yeah, 10. At least 10 years. So I guess maybe I'm pushing it for 12. I don't know. But I was thinking when I was younger and I would hear people say they're in menopause, I'm like, oh, no, period. Oh, I can't wait. I wish that was true. No, you don't have periods, but that means you don't have lady juices or lady mental stuff. So that means the women can start growing hairs when they don't want to. That's why you hear a lot of women getting waxed and all this stuff. Because they will start looking and acting like a man. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if the food has a lot to do with it because I swear I my family in the DR, they might have the hot flashes, but it's hot, so nobody cares. Nobody looks at it like, girl, why are you tripping? They be like just fanning their dress. They don't care. They be fanning their dresses 60, 70, 80. They don't care. But wait, no. It was my mom's grandma. When I met her, she was 104 when I met her. And that lady was carrying groceries from I don't know what road she came from, but all of a sudden I see something in the long distance. I said, ooh, I see a lady coming, Mom. She goes, oh yeah, that's your great grandma or something. And I think she just said grandma because I was like, huh? That little skinny old thing? Yeah. She still could dance. She still could do everything. She was cooking for us and everything. I was like, she. In my head, because you're not supposed to speak, and I didn't know if my mom would let me speak if I said, shouldn't she be sitting down and we should cook for her or something? No, she was still like while she was cooking. And so I really wonder, and even looking at older people in Italy and France and Europe and the UK. I mean, I don't know. I don't live there, so I haven't watched people like that. But I don't know. It almost feels like we get it worse in America because of the food. The meat, the food, everything is just like full of pump. And now that they're really pumping more hormones into stuff, it's like maybe that's why we're getting younger and younger with this menopause thing, because there's a lot of people that go in the group and they're shocked. And I ask because I'm curious. None of my family that I've talked to went through it this young. Like 50 and up, 60 and up, yeah. But not in their 30s. So I'm just like, yeah, we gotta learn. We gotta learn and we gotta prepare our bodies for what's coming. And man, you guys gotta prepare too in a different way. Low, you know, um, you being tired all the time, you not being able to perform in bed. It's nothing to be embarrassed. It happens. 40 and up, you need a little help. Ginseng and I just ordered something that's supposed to help women and men, even though in that department, the bed department, I'm not having issues. But it does have other benefit. It had ginseng and some other stuff that helps with mood and hormone balancing and this and that, because you guys get some stuff too. It's just maybe there's no title to it. Maybe the same thing with that situation. Doctors really are not interested in it because insurance figured they're not going to pay for all that mess either. So it's sad that they kind of just choose and pick what the heck they're going to deal with in the medical field. Not the doctors, but the medical, whoever makes the decisions for the medical board and insurance and all that mess. And it's sad. It's sad, and I'm sure they get the best stuff for their family member, their mom and dad, but everybody else gets to suffer and gets to study this shit slowly and find out what to do as we go. And it's frustrating because we're already hot and bothered. Yeah, I definitely see why Holly Berry is at the beach all the time with just a little swimsuit on, two piece. Because, yeah, that's the only way. I mean, and the fact that she said that every time you're having hot flash, there's actually something developing, a noggin or nougat, whatever, in your brain, and that's why it causes more brain fog, and then eventually Alzheimer's and all that stuff. Alzheimer's, I think she said. I have to look at the video again, but I think she said Alzheimer's is higher in women because of that. I don't know. But she definitely said it could lead to different things that men don't have to deal with because of the hot flashes causing some kind of thing to your brain. And so, yeah, but instead of being depressed about it, I choose to take action. I always, if anybody really know me, I'm a fighter, and I don't let a doctor tell me I can't. That motivates me to figure out a way to show them that I will and I can and I will and I will and I can and I will. But, until God calls me, I'm going to keep fighting. It gets overwhelming because it's like, okay, I was dealing with this, then I was dealing with that, then I was dealing with this, And by now, I'm dealing with 5, 6 things. And it's just, sometimes it feels like too much. Sometimes it's like, I just want it to be done. Just take it away from me. But, you know, fortunately, I'm able to have people that support me and love me and care for me still, even with all my mood swings. And I just pray that I don't push everybody away with my rage. I am working on it, and I think I've you know learned a way when I am having those thoughts, those negative thoughts, those raging thoughts, the one I flash on people. um, I'm trying different things, and so far, music always helped, but like jazz helps a lot. So if I'm out and about, I just put in my little head, buds and just jazz and kind of woosah with my eyes open. But yeah, the no sleeping thing, man, makes you wake up like, what you want? I was already not a morning person at all, so I tell all my people, set my appointments after 1. I don't want no damn 8 o'clock appointment. Oh my God. I have one coming up on Tuesday. Pray for me, Lord. Pray for me. I I gotta leave the house at 7 some. That's gonna be a rough day. That's the day I need a drink. I think I think that's what I'm gonna do. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna go get me a drink. Anyways, I said I would go, so like, share if you care, and comment. I'm a little sleepy now. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's 10. I'm surprised. I usually don't get this sleepy until 1 or 2. All right, well, comment, share if you care, like and all that good stuff. Thank you to one like. Thank you, and thank you for everybody that watched. I noticed when I click off, sometimes it says, like the other day, or was it last night? You see, there goes the menopause brain. Anyways, 2 days ago, yesterday, I did a live, and it said it was like 2 people, then it would click off, then 0, then 2, 3, click off, 4, click off. And then when I got off, it said 64 views. I'm like, why didn't I see that? That would encourage me. But either way, I still love it. I still, this is my therapy. And thank you for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.